Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Ride or Die, a Japanese movie from 2021 that was directed by Ryuichi Hiroki, a very established and acclaimed director who goes under the radar for many movie fans. The reason for this is that most of his films are difficult to find nowadays. A handful of my personal favorites from his filmography are Vibrator from 2003, The Lightning Tree from 2010, River from 2012, Yellow Elephant from 2013, and Her Granddaughter from 2015, among others. As it turns out, Ride or Die is one of the easiest movies to find from this director, so let's take a look. Rei, played by Kiko Mizuhara, was born and raised in a wealthy family. She has lived a decent life. One day, she's contacted by Nanae, played by Honami Sato. Rei was in love with Nanae when she was a high school student, and the ladies meet for the first time in 10 years, but Rei is shocked by Nanae's appearance. Her whole body is covered with bruises from her husband's physical abuse. She's terrified of the man, and Rei persuades Nanae that her husband should disappear. Now this film begins with a bang, kind of literally. You get some graphic sex, a bloody murder, and some plastic surgery. All right, it's quite shocking, a little bit extreme. This is not representative of this director, actually, or of the rest of the film, for the most part. I mean, yes, there are a few other, maybe two more fairly graphic sex scenes later on, but this movie is primarily focused on the drama and interaction between the female leads and other people they meet while on the run from the cops. And this reminded me, in some respects, of the American movie Thelma and Louise from back in 1991. Very different movies, but a few of the aforementioned elements are definitely similar, right? Now, much of Ride or Die shows the two ladies as they continue to reignite their relationship and have discussions while they drive their red BMW through non-urban areas, like they're just getting out of town. So they leave the cities, they go to like the suburbs, the countryside, a few islands, etc. And they meet and interact with other people while traveling, a few of whom they already know or have previous relationships with. And this road trip element does benefit the film on its own if you like that type of thing. Now, the main relationship does have some nuance to it, as well as some romantic undertones. And Nanae is somewhat undecided about her future. Like, does she want to just give up entirely or start over because Rei is willing to turn herself into police and take full blame for her husband's murder? And that's kind of like a key element to the film. And they do have a number of heated arguments because of this. And, how the character, what this decision is going to mean for both of them. They have a very volatile relationship with a lot of I love you, now I hate you type vibes. It's kind of crazy. If you like watching emotionally unstable relationships reflected on film, this may interest you more than the average moviegoer. But with that said, I don't think this movie really ever comes together to provide like a significant dramatic impact. Despite the fact that there are a few striking individual moments. There's a lot of character interaction to the detriment of character development, I guess I would say, although some development obviously occurs through character actions. But I think they could have fleshed out these two ladies a little bit more, in my opinion. Maybe dive into them individually instead of always focusing on their relationship. Also, the runtime is 2 hours and 23 minutes, which is pretty freaking long. And it is noticeable to a degree because the film does meander at times. Some scenes do drag out. This is especially true near the end of all things, because you would think that the film would ramp up events and get a little bit more, eventful right near the end, instead of kind of slowing things down. But, technically speaking, this is very impressive. There are a few very long tracking shots without edits. The first of which occurs at the very beginning as we see like this high-end bar and club in the city. That's a really cool scene, actually. Some very nice wide shots of city areas and even rural environments as well. So the direction and the cinematography are solid. The acting is generally good, but I feel like a few of the side characters were maybe a little bit weak in their performances. So I think that like Ride or Die is not one of this director's best films, in my opinion. It's not as consistent as his best stuff. It's more uneven, I think. All of the titles that were mentioned at the start of the video are better than this movie. If you're not familiar with this director, try to track down one of those first. But with that said, I do think Ride or Die is still watchable and pretty good overall if the premise and romance elements seem intriguing to you. All right, so it's not like a hearty recommendation. It's more like a moderate one. Okay, it's currently streaming on Netflix. And as always, I'll see you next time.